WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, let's do it, Jarom, Tanner, and Nolly.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB Podcast, a part of the Hockey Podcast Network, presented by DraftKings. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What is up, bud?
Hey, it's time. Let's fucking go, dude.
We are officially hockey season. Regular season hockey is here. We have made it through the long summer of waiting.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the longest summer ever for us as Hawks fans, waiting for the Bedard show to start. And surprise, surprise, guess who made the roster?
Mackenzie and Whistle.
Yes. God damn it. But yeah, so we are gonna just real quick run through a couple topics here and there. We'll talk about the Hawks roster really quick, and then a couple moves that happened today that's kind of like, oh shit, we didn't even see that one coming. And then we're gonna we're gonna give our playoff predictions for the year. We're gonna give our prediction for some awards, and we're gonna give some bold take for the season. It's gonna be a shorter episode because tomorrow we will be live streaming on our YouTube channel. Blackhawks versus Penguins. The Connor Bedard era begins. We will do a watch along with it. So it'll be cool. Join in, interact with you guys in the live chat. Might have some other people on, maybe Poets, maybe Nolly. Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, let's get started right into this Hawks talk. The official roster, which just cleared on me on my phone, was announced.
Yes.
Today.
Okay.
Not a lot of surprises.
No.
God damn it, where'd it go? All right, I got it.
I was gonna say, like, I have like the photos basically.
Forwards, Anthony, Connor Bedard, Jason Dickinson, Ryan Donato, Mackenzie Entwistle, Nick Foligno, Cole Gutman, Taylor Hall, Reese Johnson, Tyler Johnson, Boris Kachuk, Corey Perry, Taylor Radish, and Lucas Reichel.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Minus Entwistle, but that's just because Kurashev is injured to start the season.
Kurashev and Blackwell.
I always forget Blackwell's on this team.
Yeah.
Always forget about him.
There's like with Blackwell, there's like a few guys that are just like him. But I like him. I like him. He goes hard.
Yeah, I do like him. He's good on that bottom six. Defensive players that made the team, they're going with 70 to start. Seth Jones, Wyatt Kaiser, Kevin Korchinski. So the big question of will he not be on the team has been answered for now.
Yeah.
Connor Murphy, Jared Tenorti, Alex Vlasic, and Nikita Zaitsev, which a lot of people are pissed about that, but he was going to be on this team regardless.
Yeah, I don't see why Zaitsev would be down.
He is going to play that third pairing maybe every other game, every 2-3 games.
Yeah.
He's just collecting a check until the season's up.
I feel like it's just him and like Tenorti are kind of like that third veteran spot that they're going to do, going back and forth between them two.
And then we already know goalies, Mrazek and Soderblom.
Yeah.
Which, again, now everybody is saying it differently again. So I don't know how to pronounce this fucking guy's name.
Soderblom. I just call him Arvid now.
I turned on the game against Minnesota right at overtime. And in that 5-minute overtime, I think Chris Foster said his name 3 different ways. So I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, he said his name like 1,000 different ways all last year. Each game was different, and I was just like, whatever, man.
He even made a joke when the Hawks re-signed him, like, okay, I got all summer to figure out how to say his name now, and he still doesn't do it.
Yeah, it's whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So going into it, at practice today. The lines were looking like Hall, Bedard, Donato, Taylor Johnson, Reichel, Radish, Kachuk, Gutman, Anthony, Perry, Dickinson, Foligno. I like it. I mean, it's not going to win a Stanley Cup. It's not going to, blow any team out of the water, but it's like for the Hawk situation, I think it's a very good combo.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun, like we've said it 1,000 times, it's going to be a fun team to watch.
Yes. And then the defensive pair in Vlasic with Jones, Korchinski with Murphy, Zinordi, and Kaiser. And Mrazek, it sounds like Mrazek's going to start tomorrow or tonight against Pittsburgh, and then Soderblom will play tomorrow against Boston. So I think it's going to be just rotating until somebody takes over the net or until Mrazek gets hurt.
I mean, it's probably just going to be Mrazek for the most part. I would say he probably gets like 2/3 of the starts. If everybody stays healthy, he gets at most of the starts, not like 50-50.
It kind of sounded like Luke Richardson was talking about that. It sounded like it was going to be flip-flopping for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. But we'll see.
Any surprises to you? I mean, I know this has been kind of the lineup going through training camp that everybody's like, this is what to look for. This is what to look for. Is there any surprise for you?
No, but I do like, I really like with the defensive pairings that there's like 3 young guys for the future going at it. I've really liked Wyatt Kaiser, and like him and Vlasic and Korchinski all kind of like being on the team at the same time is great, because if they can like gel well together and like be a part of the future like core, it's nice to get them started this year with Bedard too.
100%. Yeah, it's a good start. And Korchinski, at least we have the safeguard. It's like worst case scenario, we send him down back to Seattle, and we save a contract here. Kaiser can go to AHL, right?
Yeah, because he was college.
Okay, so Kaiser, Vlasic will go to Rockford if need be. You still got Nolan Allen, you got Isaac Phillips, you got was it Philip Ruse? Like there's Philip a bunch of guys that can still fill in if need be and all that. So it's like it's going to be painful, I think, defensively, but it's a good painful because it's going to be growing pains and learning to play the game.
I mean, Seth Jones isn't a bad like guy to look up to on that back end either. Like we said a lot of time, like you get shit on him a lot, but he eats a lot of minutes. Like he's one of like the ice time leaders every year.
I want to say he averaged like 25 minutes last season, and that's gonna probably go up even more. Like, I was listening to Steve Dangle podcast. They're doing like their Western Conference preview, and they're like Seth Jones. It's like he's gonna have 2 line mates for how many times how much ice time he's gonna be playing. He's gonna have he will have 2 pairings out there.
Last year he had averaged like 24.5 minutes of ice
24
time.
and a half, so it was close. Yeah, I mean, of course your number's gonna look bad when you are out there for majority of the time.
And the team as a whole isn't good.
Exactly. Yeah. So
he's a solid -100 on his career right now.
God, that contract makes it just look that much worse.
I mean, last year was definitely a breakdown year for the team, so it's kind of rough to like before him being a -100 exactly, he was a -62 because he was -38 last year. Yeah,
he still didn't win the gold or the green jacket. You were a bum. You can't even do anything right, Seth Jones. God,
I like him.
I know, so do I.
I think he's going to have actually a really good year this year.
I think so too.
Because there's going to be a lot better offensive focus on this team. And I think with the way that like they're probably going to be trying as much as they can to capitalize on the power play with what we saw too, like with Cord Perry on the power play, like it's kind of nice. it was pretty good.
I think with the youth movement coming in Chicago now, I mean, that's going to really rejuvenate a bunch of these older, like quote unquote older guys, and it's going to give them a lot like, oh cool, like let's have fun again and all this kind of stuff, because last year was the tear down. There was no pieces to be like, oh, let's get excited for this guy. And in this, it was
Right.
just let's get this team, let's
And
get
like
the season done.
the best player on the team's also injured, like for the whole year. Like Kaner's just like dealing with an injury. I'm sure that was just a pain in the ass because like I don't know if you ever fucking did anything while you're hurt, but try to play like a professional sport and be one of the best at it. Like I'm sure you're going to be pretty fucking pissed every day. Like,
Exactly. But now
I'm
you
sure
bring
it just wasn't good to be around.
now you bring in Bedard, you got Reichel, and then on top of that, like we've been talking about, the entire back end is half of the back end is going to be youth guys, so you can really mold and mentor out there. Like, I mean, it's going to be. I think him and Connor Murphy, I think, are due for some good years, a good year here. But yeah,
I like the pairing of Korchinski with Murphy just because Murphy I think is a little bit more defensive minded than Seth Jones because Seth Jones definitely gets down low in the offensive zone. Sometimes you'll find him in the corners. Connor Murphy does like to stay near the blue line, which is good. He's got a good head on his shoulders though too because he knows when to jump into the play. But I feel like he'll be more looking out to when Korchinski does make those jumps because he'll make those rookie mistakes that he's going to probably want to hang back a little bit further.
You got to bail him out.
Yeah, I think Murphy's a better like I'm gonna bail this kid out right now like than Seth 100%. Jones because Seth Jones is probably like if he gets that puck I'm also gonna be going down low too. It's like no Seth don't do that please.
2-on-1 with our defenseman like let's
right.
Man,
that's exciting. I'm excited to see how Reichel does like at center for the whole year if he ends up staying there because like that'd be pretty sweet if he can really keep that up and like he's been working on his two-way game and just be the two-way guy behind Bedard. Like that'd be pretty nice.
Oh my god, I'm like reading comments on the roster or the starting lineup. Korchinski over Entwistle is insane. Not Korchinski, Kachuk.
Oh,
Kachuk over Entwistle is insane.
What? Like what? Like they must watch the preseason only. That's the preseason only. That's the thing that's the thing that bothers me every year. Is Entwistle makes the team out of camp because he looks good in preseason, and then he disappears when he's on the team. Like he'll get 13 minutes of ice time, and you'll have no idea when he was on the ice.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's any other Hawks news really quick before we move on, which I don't think there really is.
Yeah.
But yeah. Game 1 tonight, Pittsburgh, 7 p.m. ESPN Plus, and live watch along on the WCB podcast YouTube. So gotta have that going too.
Right? Why not?
NHL news, some interesting signings happened today. The long rumored Rasmussen Dahlin contract extension that was reported on months ago and then never came.
All but a done deal.
Yeah. Well, it's finally done, and it's more money than it was originally reported. 8 years, $11 million per. I think you said it best. This is going to look really good in a few years when the cap is like very high.
It's one of those contracts that we've been talking about all off season where it's like it's so good money right now with where the cap is at that when the cap does go up like a bunch, it's going to look like such a steal.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and it doesn't even start till next season too.
Yeah. So he's got one more year. And it's going to be interesting to see how they handle like, more contracts now, because it's like Buffalo's going to be good. Players are going to want to get paid. They're seeing Ross. I mean, is Dahlin going to be like, hey, do what I did, man. Take that first bridge deal, prove it, and then just they have no reason not to give it to you? Because I'm thinking of players like Owen Powers is due here pretty soon.
Yeah.
I think, is it this offseason or next year?
This past season was his first. I don't know if he.
Technically,
he came out of college. I think that burned a year of his contract.
So this is the last year, but he doesn't. See, he doesn't have the Player does not occur the necessary amount of professional season required for Group 2 RFA status. They are ineligible for offer sheet.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be an RFA, but he can't go anywhere. So Buffalo still has a little bit of a play there, but
they have the full leash on him.
yeah, exactly. So, no, good for Dahlin. I think it's awesome to see him finally like playing like that number one pick that he was, and again, it just proves defensemen take a little bit more time. Like you got to be more patient.
He's only 23.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, he's gonna be real good.
God, he's only 23. I feel like such a failure in life. The other big sign that was more of a head scratcher. The Winnipeg Jets announced that Mark Scheifele and Connor Hellebuck have signed matching 7 years, $8.5 million per year deals.
Yeah. I don't know.
What? It went from all of it's like Bucky was out the door.
Yep. Scheifele was pretty much on his way out too.
I think you said too. Was it Blake Wheeler? Maybe Blake Wheeler was the cancer?
Yeah, maybe that's why they didn't want to play there.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand paying these guys $8.5 million when they're 35, 36, 37.
They're each going to be 38 by the end of this contract. Yikes. Which I mean, it's weird because like for goalies, they can, if they're really good, they can be really good for a little bit longer than players, because once players lose a step, that's when it's going to really hurt you. With goalies, I don't know. I feel like a lot of like really good goalies like tend to like play for a long time. I mean, fucking like Craig Anderson was just the starter for the Sabres. Like as much as like you want to shit on him, like he was also like in his 40s and was not playing bad.
Or like a Marc Andre, he's been here for a while.
Yeah, exactly. So you have Hellebuck, who's like a Vezina type goalie. He can keep it up. He might still be pretty decent at 38.
I just wonder what they sold him, because he was like, I want to win a Stanley Cup.
He's probably just like, hey, bud, nobody fucking wants you. Like, we would have moved you by now, but nobody wants you. Like, you might as well just sign this fucking ticket.
Like, which I also don't believe. I think teams are so scrapped on the cap that they couldn't really make the move for him.
Winnipeg is such a weird team because what was the, I don't know what the point of this was. The 7 years is insane to me. Maybe like they really wanted to keep them, and then they were both like, if you give me like 7 years, then we'll talk turkey.
And I'm gonna be interested to see what the move, like, because I guess they're still negotiating like the no movement clauses.
Oh, I'm sure they're gonna have like a full no move.
I was wondering this no movement clause. Can you be bought out with one?
I don't know. Probably.
I was like, this is just seems to me like at least for Scheifele, this seems like a buyout in 5 years.
Or like you're gonna have to fucking trade him with assets to get him off the books. But here, I think the thing with this team is like when he's near the end of this deal, I don't think they're going to be very good. Where the fuck did they go?
I didn't think they were going to be very good
this year.
This year. I mean, we'll talk about when we do our predictions.
So when he's like, let's say 6 years down the road, Kyle O'Connor's will be 32. If they still have Ehlers, he'll be 33. Iafallo, if they hold on to him, he'll be 35. Niederreiter would be 37. Gabe Vilardi would be 30. Adam Lowry, their new captain, would be 36. Like they would have to they'd move on from a bunch of these guys, but
100%.
What do they even have for young guys like in the system? Brad Lambert, Chaz Lucius. That's the names I really only kind of recognize.
Yeah,
it's such a, like,
it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, plus they bought out Blake Wheeler. They didn't even like fucking just like trade him or anything. I don't know what's the plan in Winnipeg here.
Ah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I have no idea because it's like I thought they were gonna be decent this year, like decent to where they can pass. But after this, I was like, they're gonna need to tear it down.
Yeah, because honestly, like if they would have moved on from Shifley and Hellebuck, they would be better for the future. Like you could have gotten probably a decent amount of assets because like you already moved on from Pierre-Luc Dubois. If you move on and you moved on from Blake Wheeler too, like if you would
Yeah.
have also like now tried to move Shifley, like probably at the deadline, you probably would have gotten some decent assets back for the future. And then same with Hellebuck. Like I don't like I don't know. I
That's
feel like they've just kind of like cemented their like stagnation as like a borderline playoff team that's not going to be like in the running for the draft lottery.
they're
That's
gonna be.
about it.
You know who they are? They're Minnesota.
Not even because like I feel like they're going to struggle to make the playoffs.
But I mean, like they're gonna be like.
Minnesota at least is for sure going to make the
I'm not
playoffs.
talking
Like
about
they might
okay,
suck ass in the first round, but like
not current Minnesota, I should say.
oh yeah, like
Before they made this like turn, like before they
yeah,
were
like
like
no top picks.
no
Like
top picks, no
yeah.
little picks. They maybe just missed the playoffs or they've made the playoffs and they lose the
They're
first
gonna be
round.
drafting around like 11, 12, 13 for the next like
Exactly.
7 years.
They're just gonna stay pat. That's all they are. That's what they I mean, that's what Winnipeg is.
Yeah, that's what they've done.
Yikes.
They better hope that they can get something for Kyle Connor when they don't go any fucking further than what they did this year.
At least they don't have many people to sign for next year.
Watch them just absolutely tear it up. I would fucking laugh.
I mean, it usually happens.
I just want Winnipeg to suck though. I do not care for Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, St. Louis.
It's not like I hate St. Louis. I just don't care about Winnipeg, but I just want them to suck. If they're good, I don't care. I would hate for St. Louis to be good.
They only
man.
have
What a weird signing right before the season starts.
Yeah. They only have 3 UFAs going into next after the season and 4 RFAs. So
cool. When they come in 8th place and they make it into the first round and get swept, they can do it all over again next year.
So, all right. You got anything else you want to talk about for the NHL? Or you want to get right into predictions?
Let's predict.
All right. So we're gonna predict. We got Nolly's picks here too. Mr. College guy. So he should probably have the smartest picks, right? I mean, he's educated right now compared to us, but
he's getting more educated, but I don't think he's taking any hockey classes.
You never know. He hasn't been very clear. Like, hasn't really said what he's doing too much. So
that's true. He just said he's going to school.
So let's start with the East.
I think it's really funny, real quick. I'm just looking at NHL's website. They have like the top 10 players in the league, and they still list like McKinnon as like above Draisaitl. I feel like that's just such a McDavid effect that Draisaitl just like, yeah, McKinnon's better than you. It's like McKinnon just hit 100 points like for the first time, and Draisaitl's been putting up like 120 like consistently lately. Like, I understand he's playing with McDavid, but like everybody thought that DeBrincat was getting held up by Strome and McDavid when they were in the OHL, and found out that DeBrincat actually can do it himself. And I'm pretty sure if you put Draisaitl on another team, which will likely happen when they can't afford his new contract, he'll still do it by himself.
100%. I'm surprised you're able to find anything on NHL.com. Their fucking new website sucks.
It's one of the first things that's listed on the right side for top stories. That's about it. Also, their app sucks too.
Their app and the site
is so bad. Like you change it, and oh my god, dude, the season's about to start, and it's just a mess.
You can't find anything. Like, I don't know.
You know, on like the old, like it's so stupid that they put the news. I'm like just opening the app. They put the news of the Winnipeg, like the Jets, like signing Shifley and Hellebuck. It's right in front of where all the buttons would be for me to select like all that shit. All like the scores.
And then
so stupid.
And then to go to like to the Hawks page. Oh, I didn't know that. Was that new? The little drop down arrow?
What?
At the top corner? I don't know. Before I would thought I had to hit more. You had to hit more.
And then teams.
And teams, and then there it's like before that's like there's a little button at the bottom of the bar, Blackhawk logo. Click it.
Yeah.
All the Hawk shit.
Well, the other thing too is like you could just click, like even in the game, you could just hit the Blackhawks logo and pull up the team, and it just doesn't do anything now. It's terrible, brutal stuff.
So bad.
Right before the season too. Yad.
All right, Eastern Conference.
Yes.
Let's go playoff teams.
Playoff teams. Okay.
All right, who are you taking? These
are
no order. We're not saying like, okay, this is the first, second, third. We're just saying our 8 playoff teams.
Oh fuck. Carolina, Devils, Leafs, Rangers, Lightning, Penguins, Sabres, and Senators. I don't know if that was 8.
Well, you went 3, so 4, fast. I was not 5, prepared for that.
6, 7, 8. Yeah.
So Toronto,
Carolina, New Jersey, Toronto, Rangers, Lightning, Penguins, Sabres, Senators.
The NFL season is going strong, and DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking new customers up with an offer that's even stronger. Bet $5 on any game this week to score $200 instantly in bonus bets. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of a sweetener offer every game day this October. Get in on the game day greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code THPN. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet $5 on the NFL. Let's go THPN only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino Resort, Kansas City. Licensing partner, Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, Louisiana. 21 plus of age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after insurance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources. Going way off the board with the Senators.
I mean, I think that they have a good looking team.
Oh, I think so too. And I put on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I was like, what bandwagon should we hop on? The Devils, the Sabres, or other? And the few people that did respond to other, all Senators.
Yeah.
So
I'm cool with it.
I have New Jersey, Carolina, New York Rangers, Pittsburgh, Toronto, Tampa Bay, Florida, and Buffalo. Nolly has Toronto, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Florida, Pittsburgh. So I think he has the same thing as me, just different. He just sent it to me differently than I wrote mine down. Who do you have coming out of the East to represent Eastern Conference in the Stanley Cup?
Oh, I don't even know. I didn't even think about that. It's gonna be, I'm gonna say, oh fuck, I don't know, the Devils. I think it'd be really funny if Carolina lost in 4 again in the Eastern Conference final, though.
That would be great. I also took the Devils.
Oh, did you?
And
fuck that. I'm gonna say the Rangers, actually.
Rangers?
Yeah, I'll put the Rangers down.
All right.
They have such a weird team that like might just like get it done. Like after like kind of going all in a little bit like last like postseason, but like retooling and bringing like Jonathan Quick and like Blake Wheeler in. I don't know, they kind of might fucking do pretty well.
And he already had one of the top 3 goalies in the league.
Yeah.
Top 3, top 5. What would you give him?
Top 5.
Top 5. Yeah.
Yeah. top 5. Yeah, because I'd say Sorokin. Oh, yeah. Sorokin, Saros, Vasilevsky, Ottinger, Shesterkin.
Yeah. All right. Moving along, Western Conference. I have Dallas, Colorado, Minnesota, Winnipeg. The only team I'm gonna say where I have them ranked is just 8th in the league or 8th in the conference. Edmonton, Vegas, LA, and Seattle.
I mean, it's hard for me to not say like the exact same teams that happened last year.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, Vegas, Edmonton, LA. I feel like those are locks. When it comes to the last 2 though, like I don't think the Jets will make it. Like Calgary, they were only 2 points out and they had a shit season. So if they can bounce back with a full season, like without Daryl Suter too, like I think they can make it back in. Also, if they end up beating the Hawks at least once, maybe they'll do it.
Right? Yeah.
Vancouver, I think, is going to be a sneaky team because we talked about it before in the podcast where like they just shat the bed so hard at the beginning of the season last year. Like if they can avoid doing that, like they can sneak in. So I'll put Calgary and Vancouver in.
Calgary, Vancouver.
I would love to see Arizona make it though. I feel Arizona's going to make some jumps, but like maybe just misses the playoffs by like 6 points at the minimum.
Western Conference. Nolly took Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, Vegas, Edmonton, LA, Calgary, and Nashville.
Okay.
He took Edmonton in the final. I took Edmonton in the final.
Oh wow. I'll just be different. I'll say Dallas. Yeah.
That's literally who I was going back and forth between Dallas and Edmonton. I really like Dallas. I think Dallas is going to win the Central. I think they're going to make a statement for themselves.
Jason Robertson's going to have another monster year. Miro Heiskanen's coming for the fucking Norris, dude.
I can't wait to see Wyatt Johnson. His whole
second year with Wyatt Johnson.
Oh.
It's right now. I think they had the projected lineup with Rupe Hintz first line center, Wyatt Johnson second line center, and then Tyler Seguin third line center. And Sagan's line has Duchesne and
Marchment.
Yeah, that's right, Mason Marchment. So that's a nasty third line.
Dallas is gonna be a fun team, and they already have one of the best defensive units in the league. They have
also one of the best goalies.
Exactly. Oh god, they're gonna be so much fun to watch.
They're gonna be really good.
President's Trophy.
I think it's Edmonton.
Yeah, so we all took Edmonton on that one.
It's just their division is probably one of the weaker ones, I'd say. It's just they don't. All right, not one of the weaker divisions. One of the weaker goaltending divisions, where that's where McDavid can just take over.
Yeah,
like if your goalie is like if he looks like he's fucking scared, because sometimes you're just like, yeah, that guy's fucking terrified right now. Like McDavid has the puck, and that's most of the Pacific Division.
My thing with Edmonton is I think the only thing that's stopping them from being a true legitimate threat, even though I have them winning the Stanley Cup, their biggest weakness I think is their goaltending. I think they've got a good defensive group going. They have enough forward offense there that it's plus when you have Draisaitl and McDavid leading the charge, it's hard not to have great offense. It's just their goaltending is the one thing that I'm question mark on.
That's the thing with them too, is if that team is down with 5-7 minutes left in the game by 1 goal, they're not out of it. They're probably gonna, I can see them coming back because McDavid's gonna be out there for 65% of that time, and he's gonna end up with the puck more on it, on his stick at that time than any other part of the game.
Yeah, 100%.
It's gonna be just like the little kid. It's all right, I'll just do it myself. We need to tie the game. Just give me the fucking puck. I'll go do it myself. Have you ever seen
the movie Zach and Mary Make a Porno?
Yeah.
The goalie Randall from Clerks, when he's playing goalie, and he's like, God damn it, why do I have to do it all myself? And he goes and he just sucker punches the guy coming in on a breakaway on him. It's just McDavid. God damn, I gotta go do it all by myself.
Yeah.
All right, final. You have Dallas versus New York. Who do you have? Who do you want to take one in that one?
Dallas.
Dallas, and who you giving the Conn Smythe to?
Oh man, I didn't even think about this. Miro Heiskanen. Actually, yeah, that's fine. I
Miro.
was gonna say either Miro or Ottinger.
Of course, you can go goalie.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be a big part, but I think if anything, I think Miro Heiskanen's gonna have just an insane year this year.
Oh yeah. So me and Nolly both took Edmonton. He's given Leon the Conn Smythe. I'm just gonna be cliche and give it to McDavid because I feel like it's like it's the same thing like Crosby that 1 year when Phil won should have won it. It was just like you're gonna give it to Crosby because it's Crosby.
Yeah, the crazy thing is like McDavid's gonna put up like 60 points in the playoffs.
Dude,
if he goes all the way, he's gonna put up close to 60.
He is going to he's going to have more points in the playoffs if Edmonton Oilers win the Stanley Cup than probably close to half of the league's point leader for the entire season.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's insane. That's just plain insanity to me.
I just want to check last year's playoffs just to see
what the point leader was.
What he was at.
Him and then like Draisaitl, like
he was at 20 points in the playoffs in how many games? Because he only went did they only go 2 rounds, right?
2 rounds because I think it was Vegas. They met Vegas in round 2.
Man, why did I try to do this on here?
Again,
he had 20 points in 12 games. So if he doubles that, he gets 40 points. And then that would be, I mean, they need 16 wins, and that would be 8 losses.
At least 16 games.
And I mean, 20 points in 12 games isn't enough to get his team into the 3rd round. So, he's going to need to do more than that. He's going to end up with like probably closer to 30 in the first 2 rounds if they go all the way to the cup. And then he's going to be flirting with 50, 60 points if they win it all.
That's going to be absolutely insane. like, oh God,
that would be more than the point leader for the Blackhawks last season.
I know. Oh man. All right. Let's go. Moving on to individual awards. We're just going to do the big 4. We're going to start with the Hart Trophy. Nolly's going McDavid because I think in the other one.
Well, I mean, we were both going to say Jack Hughes.
We were all going to say Jack Hughes, I think.
So I think as a whole, we're going to go Jack Hughes, but like just to have our own opinions, I think I might just go like Jason Robertson.
Interesting.
It's going to be like McDavid.
Oh yeah.
But I think Jason Robertson, because if Dallas has a really good year, he's going to probably put up a lot more points too.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Nolly, McDavid, you Jason Robertson. I took Leon. I was gonna give it to Leon because I feel like they kind of alternate. You get it this year, I'll get it next year.
No. McDavid's gonna hit over 150 again, and Draisaitl's gonna still be in the 120s. And there's no way they're gonna be like, yeah, the guy with less points on the team is gonna get the fucking Hart.
All right, Norris Trophy.
Oh, I think it's gonna either be Heiskanen or Dahlin. If Dahlin didn't get the extension already and he was going into the offseason without one, I think he would have gotten it easy. I think Heiskanen's going to get it, though, because he's going to have a real good year.
All right, good. I'm glad you're taking that because
I'm fucking going with Dallas on like all of these. Yeah. Jesus.
I had Dahlin on mine, so I'm glad you and going. You said second you said Dahlin. I'm like,
hey. You guess what? Vezina at Ottinger. Why not? We just go all down. No, it's not going to be Ottinger, though. That's fucking... I'm such an idiot.
Nolly took Makar for Norris. Vezina, he took Ottinger. I'm taking Sorkin just because I got to ride my fantasy goalie.
I do like Sorokin for that. I'll just go Saros because he's like a perennial Vezina candidate. And he hasn't won it yet, but he should.
Does he play the whole season in Nashville?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Nashville shows that they're a little bit better than what's on paper. I think that they're a better team this year than they are last year because not having Duchesne and Johansson is going to probably be better for them.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
It's gonna be a rough year with like more minutes going to the younger guys, but I think they're still gonna be pretty impressive because like defensively and in the goaltending area, they're still so solid. I mean, plus they have more of an offensive guy in Tyson Barrie now too. Like, so Roman Yossi's not going to need to carry the whole fucking offensive load as a defensive end,
which is insane. That Trotz is their GM, defensive mind. He's got an offensive mind coach with like offensive mind defensemen. Like it's so.
Well, you still got like Ryan McDonough.
No, I know. Yeah. All right, and I think I know the
answer. Oh, also they got Luke Shen, and then they got one of the better two-way centers in Ryan O'Reilly. So,
and they have Nyquist too, who just knows how to fucking make the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, the last one, which I think I know the answer for everybody. Calder.
Yeah, Bedsy, baby. That's gotta be. I honestly though, like Logan Cooley is he was looking super good. And if Zach Benson was actually gonna stay with the Sabres, he was playing with the top line. That kid might have been flirting with it too, but
I think he made the team. Not,
I don't think he did. I thought that they put him down.
Oh, I saw one thing say like rookies that made the team, and I thought I saw him on the list.
Did I miss that? I thought I saw somewhere that he stayed down. Did he make it? Oh, he is on the team. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how much of it is because, like, sometimes like preseason, Mackenzie Entwistle, perfect example. Like preseason, like somebody can really show up, and then it doesn't translate as well into the regular season. Like if it does, good for him. Like they won't need to sign Patrick Kane, but
I still think they will.
I don't know, man. If like, where would you put him then?
NHL 24 signed him. I tried offering him a contract because he was still a free agent, and he turned me down to go to Buffalo. So it's gonna happen.
That's hilarious. That's so funny. Yeah, it's that kid had a good preseason, so we'll see.
It's gonna be fun. The thing that I think I don't know if it hurts him or helps him that he really doesn't have a supporting cast around him as good as. Like I was thinking, Fantilli is going to have a lot of votes because I think his numbers are going to be huge, especially if Line A, Gaudreau, and all that have seasons like they're supposed to have. But then it's like, is the assumption that he should be putting up big numbers like that because he's with those guys and Logan Cooley doesn't have those guys? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be Bedard. It's Bedard. It doesn't matter.
It's gonna be such a great year for like rookies. It's such a crazy Calder race where like you'll probably have like 5 or 6 guys that could have probably won the Calder last year instead.
If they had their own rookie class, they would be Calder winners.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're gonna wrap this up here. Bold take for the year.
Oh shit. Well, what was the one? McDavid and Draisaitl put up 300 points.
Yeah.
Combined. I honestly think it'll be 167, 123. Like 300 exact. Like they'll nail it. How crazy would that be?
If that shit happens, I swear to God, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know if I can look at you the same way. Like I can't make eye contact with you at all. Like
I still think, yeah, man, Jack Hughes getting the Hart, like he'll put up over 100 points. Like that's not that bold of a prediction, but like he's got such a good team right now too. When they added to Foley and like his brother is going to be on the back end and he's going to have a good year too. Like he's expected to be Calder nominee.
My bold prediction is Devin Levi. Devin Levi. Jesus Christ. Devin Levi will be nominated for both Vezina and Calder.
Oh, that would be interesting. You don't really ever see rookies get that. That'd be cool.
My thinking is if Buffalo goes on a run, especially because I have Buffalo not making a wild card spot, I have them being third in the division. Something had to happen, like really good have had to happen, and I think he's gonna have a huge part of it. But I don't know. But like again, that's just going extreme there. But it's the reason why it's a bold take. That's all.
I would say all the nominees for the Vezina come out of the Central. With Saros, Ottinger, and either Hellebuck or Philip Gustafson.
Ooh, that's a
that's dude. The Central is stacked goalie wise.
Yeah, it is.
That's why it's so rough for being a Hawks fan. Like the Connor Bedard has to play against some real good guy, like goaltending, man.
Nolly gave a couple too. What was it? Tampa Bay is gonna be completely fine without Vezina to start.
Yeah, they fucking did it completely fine before or not like when Vasilevsky, he never went down, but like whenever they had a backup, like they could have had a shooter tutor in net and they would have been fine.
Oh yeah, with that team, it doesn't matter.
The team doesn't have the depth this like they used to though, so I don't know. That's pretty bold.
His other bold one, which is funny, it's just about the start of the season. It's not like a full season bold takes for him. His other one is Cooley will have a hotter start than Bedard to start this season.
Yeah.
Which it's so funny. Like that's
just to start. Like, well, how long is the start?
Is this
how
long
is the start of the season for him?
Here's one more bold take for Homer. Bedard is going to break Solani's goal record.
You think he gets over 76?
No, but I'm just going to say it to have a bold take.
It's like, oh my God. Do you really believe that? No, dude, Solani couldn't even break his rookie goal record.
Solani was also 21-22 when he did that.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't say Buffalo wins their division. That'd be pretty solid.
If that happens, you got to be like on suicide watch for like Nolly and all the Toronto fans out there. Holy
shit. Toronto still makes the playoffs and gets bounced in the first round. That's fine. Toronto goes back to their fucking game 7 ways.
That would be nuts.
What else? What other bold predictions can there be?
Blackhawks make the playoffs.
Yeah, well, that's my wife said. I was like, what are your bold predictions for the year? She goes, Blackhawks go all the way. And I was like, all right. She's like, are they gonna be good? I go, absolutely not, but I like it. like the confidence.
Oh man.
I would how about like Hawks like finish it higher in the standings than St. Louis? I can see it happening.
I would love that. I
could see it happening so easily.
Binnington gets murdered on the ice for trying to do his fake crap.
Yeah, it finally happens, like not like murdered, but like gets in somebody actually scraps him.
I mean, murder, like somebody like will take him out, like not saying like physically kill him. Jesus,
there's been a death in the NHL.
God damn,
it's like Jesus Christ, Jerry.
I don't like the guy, but I'm not even gonna put that on him. Jesus,
you clipped this part of the show when that happens, and then just wrote like called it, and just like, oh God, so morbid.
Oh shit!
I'm trying to think of like what other shit would be like possible, like is possible, but like pretty bold.
Pittsburgh misses the playoffs after going all in.
Pittsburgh fucking goes all like wins it all is pretty bold, I'd say. With Erik Karlsson winning the Norris again. Dude, if Karlsson wins the Norris again, then he's gonna shut up a lot of people.
I will be interested to see who wins in a major award, individual award next season and gets traded that off season. You had Fleury with the Vezina.
Yeah.
Got EK with the Norris.
It would be like another Vegas type player. Like Pietrangelo has like a nasty season, gets the Norris trophy, and then gets traded in the offseason because they have no cap space.
I feel like there's a bold take with Vegas.
You know what? I don't think anybody's going to ever retire as a Vegas Golden Knight until they get a new GM, because the second it's the whole way it's the way that I play NHL franchise mode. It's like once you hit like 33, 34 years old, I'm trading you for like the shiny new young guy that's going to be like 23, 24. And it's very rare that anybody retires on the team. And like that's how they're going to handle that team for a while.
it works for them. They're Stanley Cup champion in what, 6 years took them?
Yeah.
They did it. So all right,
Shitty.
I think that's it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see, like, last one. What's another one? What's one more? Seth Jones gets Norris nomination.
Seth Jones gets traded.
No. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's bold, buddy.
With no salary retained.
That's, yeah. Okay. Welcome to NHL 24.
Which I did. I traded into the Anaheim Ducks and I got a first round pick for him. That ended up being the 3rd overall pick in the draft. Boom.
It shows you how realistic that game actually
I know, right?
It doesn't. That game doesn't even. It still doesn't have Fantilli and Cooley in it because they haven't played an official NHL game yet. It's stupid.
But they had Bedard, which is funny.
Yeah, and he's not starting on the Hawks, which is another funny thing.
I know. I opened the roster to see where they had him.
Yeah,
and he wasn't on the lineup. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Is he really not in the game yet? And then boom,
he's in. He's been in the game for the last like 3 years.
Well, that's, you know what? It's because of the junior deal.
Yeah,
that makes more sense.
They haven't updated the rosters because it's basically the ending rosters from last year with player movement from the summer without like rookies being placed where they're supposed to be.
But that's always how
it's
it
really
is.
stupid. Yeah,
it's
fucking annoying.
They don't have the rights to the players. There's no college.
Not until they step on the ice for
I'm
like
surprised,
the very first time.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't been able to fix that with the NIL or NIL deals with college sports now. I'm surprised they couldn't put all these guys in the game.
Wouldn't they have to have like a deal with every player?
Yeah, I mean, but if you go for like,
because the players don't have like an NCAA players union to like bargain with. It would
right,
be like
but I'm saying like
individual players.
EA goes to the projected guys that are going to go first round and be like, hey, let's go. Let's get your rights in the game so you can be in them right away.
They would have to pay them, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, they're probably like, they don't fucking make any advances in the game anyway. Like, they're not going to pay to fucking have college players be put in.
So.
What did they even do this season? Like, they haven't done shit. Yeah, they didn't. The BA Pro is all the same. Franchise mode is all the same. Like they brought back
franchise mode. Franchise mode. They made the screens darker instead of white.
Oh yeah,
so
okay,
that's
cool.
That's
so it's
cool.
less strenuous on the eyes when late at night when I'm trying to draft in 2037 and I don't know anybody that's in the NHL anymore.
Yeah, I always say I'm not gonna buy it, and I fucking buy it, and I regret it instantly.
Yeah.
I don't even get
I'm gonna probably not buy it next year, but you know what? Bedard will be on the cover, and then I'll be like, "Fuck, I gotta get this one too."
I didn't even get the physical copy. I just downloaded it.
I did that in 22. It's just like, yeah, this doesn't feel good.
All right. That's the last episode technically of like the off season. The next episode will be hockey season is here.
A week into the hockey season, huh?
Again, remember we will be on our YouTube channel tonight, live streaming the Blackhawks versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Connor Bedard versus Sidney Crosby. Seth Jones versus Erik Karlsson. If you want to do that, Korchinski versus Karlsson, whatever.
Mrazek versus Jari.
Yeah.
Korchinski versus Letang.
We did it, guys. We're here. Hockey
Lucas Reichel versus Evgeny Malkin.
Dude, I am so fucking excited. Let's go.
Also, if you haven't watched the Carcillo interview, go check it out. It's pretty fucking sweet.
Definitely do it. Yeah, a lot of cool feedback on that.
He's a cool guy.
Still can't believe like what I listened to. Like I was like, holy shit, man, he knew what he was talking about. It was insane. But all right, episode 246. We're just gonna call this prediction time, right?
Yeah, bud.
All right. Make sure to follow us on all social media at WCB Podcast. Find us on YouTube at WCB Podcast, on all your favorite podcast feeds, sites, all that good stuff. Promo code THPN on DraftKings. And we'll see you tomorrow or tonight, and we'll see you next week for sure.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.